Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. Yeah, that's what it is. It's an old deck I've had for a long time. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Okay. That way you can see the spelling and all that good stuff if you'd like to find anything about those artists. Let's move you over here. This is Sagittarius. Okay. Okay. Starting off, you got emotional release. When I'm feeling this, I'm actually getting like, it's one of those situations where you're accepting what's actually happening around you in the sense of like, I've beat my head against the wall enough about this. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, and it just keeps going in circles. It never improves. I always have so-and-so in my way. I do this, that person pushes it back. And there's this moment where you're just like, you know what? I've had it. I've had it. I'm not into wasting my time constantly putting in effort just for somebody else to go back and undo everything I've done. That's the energy I'm feeling for this emotional release, which it's a very pretty card, I know, but that's the energy I'm getting off of it. Like, that is a good release in one sense, kind of like I'm putting in all this effort and I have all these other people undoing everything constantly. I'm trying to make things better and I have people just working against me. It just feels like you have somebody constantly working against you at least. So you're kind of like, all right, that is what it is. I'm dealing with it, I'm seeing it, and I'm sick of doing it. So what you're deciding to do is kind of like, if that's how they want it, then let them have it that way. It's either one of two things at this point. You're either just kind of like hands off, whatever they do is on them, or you're helping them do it the way they want to because you're sick of working against it. Heart and mind balance with the gratitude. The gratitude is kind of like, you know what, I did the best I could. And whatever they want it to work out as, hopefully that works out. And you're just kind of like, you're thankful to not be fighting against it anymore. You don't want to fight against it anymore. That's the gratitude. Kind of like, I don't feel like I'm going uphill anymore. So however it works out. And some of you are literally just stepping away and like, they want to handle it their way and they keep working against it. I'm just going to step out and then see how it plays out. Some of you are assisting this energy. They want it to go this other way. Fine. They just keep fighting against me. Let's just make it happen. You're just thankful to not be fighting against it anymore. That's the gratitude I'm feeling. And you're very cooperative. Like, at this point, you're just kind of like, you know what? What's the sense in fighting it? So you're doing that. You're just relieving yourself of a lot of stress. There's something else with that. I'm just waiting for it to come in. This is also might be a moment to where you're like, all right, let's see. You want that to happen? Let's see if it actually works. Maybe they'll see that they should do it my way by me just giving in and letting them have it. Whatever. For a lot of you, you're stopping. You're just flat out stopping. You got the Eight of Swords. I feel trapped in this situation. I don't think it's going to get any better with me working the way I'm doing it anymore. It's going to have to play out the way it's going to play out. The other side seems to be all about it. Passion with the asking for help. If you don't get involved in the beginning, they're going to ask you to after. They're going to ask you to assist them to do it their way. When I keep going with this, they seem to have a lot of energy here. And when they start getting their way and doing it the way they want it to, it doesn't seem to work. That's why it's going to go into asking for help. Because they feel like this is where this is changing. They come to a spot where they have to ask for help. They got the Two of Wands, like, okay, I want to keep going. And they were spending so much energy just working against you that they're realizing that this isn't working now. Kind of like, now that you're not pushing against them, and they can just do it the way they want to, this isn't working. This isn't working well at all. They need help. They need balance. They need an opportunity, and now they're showing that appreciation back towards you. Can you help me? Ironically, us working against each other was seeming to keep it in balance for a while. I didn't realize that. But now I'm thinking maybe what I was doing was more putting it out of balance. I think I need you, the Sagittarius, to help me. Maybe we should do it your way now. Opportunity, appreciation, chakra balancing is like balancing of a situation. Like, oh, it's almost kind of like, you were the legs of the situation, and without you there to carry the torso around, the torso really doesn't get very far with just the arms pulling it around. It just doesn't work as well. Can't really get up certain steps and issues, and like there's problems without that. And they kind of want your assistance now. Sun card shows up on your side. This is kind of like, all right, they're realizing what you were doing made sense. There was a reason. Like, you weren't just doing what you were doing just for the fun of it. It was made sense. There was reasons behind that. You were trying to perpetuate the situation, keep the situation going, making the situation work out. The Sun card feels like it's kind of like vindication, in my opinion. As I keep going forward, the situation hits a weird moment. But you're okay. Like, you seem to be doing really well. This is all coming in cockeyed. The Tower, the 7, is that the 7 of Cups? Yep, the 7 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. The situation seems to be imploding a little bit. And it's like pieces of it are falling down, but the way I'm feeling of it is it's not like one building. It's like you have 3 buildings you're dealing with. And it's kind of like the first building is kind of starting to fall in and fall down. And then as that's done falling down, you're starting to direct how to rebuild that. And then the second one starts to fall down. And that same information is being mirrored after that one. And then the third one starts to fall down. And then the healing information there seems to be mirrored there. So it's kind of like, well, the way this was going before was errored. It was wrong. And this other person, they did a lot of things that would just have to be deconstructed. And I think that's what it is. This other person did a lot of things when you just let them, like, hey, you want to just do that? You constantly work against me? Just do it your own way. When you let them do that, they created things in error. A lot of things were just put together wrong, very rickety, I'd like to say. So those things have to be deconstructed, and then they have to be reconstructed correctly. That's why you're doing well, because you're realizing this. Excuse me. You realize that right off the bat. The thing is, as things are falling in, this other person is realizing, yeah, well, it had to be deconstructed, so now we can build it correctly. That's the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups might be other people around the situation too, kind of like, finally, this is going the way it should. It could very much be that. And people feeling like this is going the way it should. Acceptance and wisdom, and then you're here at the top with the King of Cups right upright. You're very gracious with it, and you're telling people, well, yeah, that was wrong, so clean that out, take that out, get rid of that, and put this in there, and put that up there the way this is. Like I did it over there, you do that over here. You just see what I did over there, you do the same thing over there. I'm not going to go in there and do it for you. You just go do it the way I did it. You'll be fine. And I feel like that's what you're saying here with the King of Cups. Like, you're directing people, like, all right, that's how I fixed it over there. You fix it the same way over here, and you'll be okay. People are accepting your wisdom. That's going really well. I really kind of like that, personally. I think that's going well. The situation wasn't perfect anyway, so at this point, that's really an upgrade. Now, as per life, people go the right direction for only so long before they have to make their own decisions and put their own flavor to things, You're going to be putting in a lot of work, but you're going to notice it's only going to go smoothly for so long. And then people are going to start making their own decisions again. Hopefully they learn something, and hopefully, even if it's not going to be the way you would do it, it's still a successful or a positive thing going forward, because they're going to veer off the path. They're just gonna. It's going to happen. You're putting in a lot of work here with the Eight of Pentacles, but it then goes into the Five of Pentacles where you're feeling kind of left out, and then you go into the Knight of Swords where you're trying to get back control of the situation again. It seems to go into another round of somebody trying to put their own flavor, their own spin on the situation, trying to own it themselves. This is going to come back around again, but the next time it comes around, there's another added element, is what I'm getting. This seems like an added situation, it could be an added person, added resource. The Queen of Cups coming in is telling me there's more coming in that wasn't here before. And then when this extra comes in, people are putting their own flavor to the situation. This literally might be a new person coming into the situation and deciding they're going to do things differently. That might literally be that. If that's how it happens, what you have done is going to be looked at and appreciated. It just might be changed. Maybe not totally changed, but there are changes still coming in. You got Ascended Masters with the Ace of Cups. This change is still going to work out well. I think this might be the shocking thing. This new change after the fact does go well, but your information is a viable part of this. You have helped bring it to this level. It's going to go to another level. It's going to change yet again. I don't see you really liking that, because kind of like, why do we have to keep messing with it? Can't we just let it work correctly? Why do we have to keep messing with it? But for some reason it has to. It's going to work out with the Ace of Cups. The Ascended Masters is telling me you should be a part of this situation. You should be a person giving input. Don't just fade back. Don't let yourself be fading back and just being like, well, I guess I'll let them handle it again. No, you need to be in there, because you're very important to this. Give your 2 cents. Actually, give your $50 in this situation, because you know a lot is what I'm getting. So give your $50 for the situation. Stay involved, because you're a part of the success here. It is going to change again, yes. You're not going to like it. I don't feel you're going to like it, but you need to be involved, because the situation flourishes with your input. You need to be in there. So hopefully you're willing to do that. I mean, it's a general read. You have to decide for yourself if you're going to do that or not. And if you decide I'm not gonna, then you're not gonna. But I'm getting the situation does a lot better. Even though it's changing again, your wisdom is still necessary. You're going to have a very positive impact. It may not go exactly the way you want it to, but it does have a really good outcome. Keep that in mind. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.